Final reflections on what was a wonderful display at the weekend.
I thought it was a great day for everybody. I thought the fans set the scene from the start. I actually come out for the warm-up, which I don't normally do because of the noise, but they were, from moment one till the end, really made a good atmosphere, which in turn turned into a very good performance from us. And to score 5 goals anyway, but to do it against a very, very good Peterborough side was a good day all round. And you have to enjoy those moments, but again, as soon as the whistle's gone, we now focus, and we've got a very tough test coming up against Lincoln.
You could really feel the excitement in the ground, couldn't you? And then when you play the style of football that you did on that day, it just builds and builds.
Yeah, no, we've got a way that we want to play. It's really starting to show through now. We've had different tests over the last couple of weeks against different sides, and those teams that were fighting down the bottom for points, and I've seen our Peterborough on Saturday that were fighting for points at the other end. So it's good to see that the different challenges that are thrown our way, that the players are starting to really show a clear understanding of what that looks like, and not just what it looks like, but able to perform it extremely well. But there's a lot of work that goes into that, and they're aware of that. You see that with players coming off because of the amount of work they have to put in. But the good thing is we've got players that are ready to come on, and where there was 2 changes at the weekend to the 11 with Cam and Elliot obviously missing. So we had 2 changes come in, but they fit in seamlessly, and that was what was pleasing. It was a clearer understanding to be able to execute what we want, but we must make sure again that we prepare ourselves and do everything we need to get ready for what will be a very tough test tomorrow night.
Squad are in a really good place. There's a real good feel about the place at the minute, a togetherness, and like you say, players were dropping in and doing really well in those roles.
Yeah, we've had a good couple of weeks, and I always talk about performance before I talk about result. I think the performances have been the most pleasing. Got an identity about what we want to do. The fans certainly can start to see that, and some of the football certainly on Saturday and leading into Saturday has been very good. But it was not always going to be that way. There'll be times where we don't have as much of the ball as we would like, and there was moments on Saturday even when we defended and had to defend extremely hard and extremely well. That'll be the case again Tuesday, Friday, the following Saturday. But that's the best bit right now is the performances, and that's something that we're going to be very keen to try and replicate, because we've shown if we can continue to try and hit those measures, that often the result can go in our favour. Not all the time, but we'll put ourselves in that best position.
Lots of people will talk about the attacking display, but 3 clean sheets in the last 4, especially against a Peterborough side who are very good at attacking. It's a real solid foundation, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you talk about how you want to play, often people think it's with the ball, and of course that's what sort of stands out. But the setup, the understanding, the work rate, these guys are covering some big miles in games. And that puts you in a position to be able to play the football. There's nowhere in the world, anywhere in world football, can you just turn up and play the football you want. You have to do so much else that underpins that football when you have the ball. And players are starting to really do that, be clear on what we do in that space, and that's allowing us to then use that as a springboard once we do get the ball.
You've referred to it, Lincoln will be a very tough test tomorrow. It's one that we just need to take game by game now, isn't it?
It is. I said it's about performance. We keep building our identity, we keep building our style, and it's important that while we do that, of course at this stage of the season, that obviously the results have been in our favour, but we put ourselves in the best position to get those results, because if we can continue, we have to make tweaks game per game, whether that's the way we want to attack or defend, or whether that's through personnel, to make sure that we can field what we feel is the strongest side for each game, because they're all very different in their own right. But yeah, it's always game by game. Yeah, it has to be. You can't take your attention away from what's right in front of your face, because football is a very brutal game, and many people that have seen it before, you don't get too carried away, because it will hit you straight back down.
2 home games now, Tuesday, Friday. How exciting is that, having had such fantastic support on Saturday, to go into those games knowing you'll have them backing you again?
So important. We've got 2 regular season home games remaining, and if we can pick up where we left off on Saturday, if we can pick up that on Tuesday, and that's everybody, that's fans, players, and everyone involved in the club. That was a wonderful experience for everybody on Saturday. Obviously the performance and the result was very good, but the actual whole day and the experience of that, for me as a head coach, being here, that's the kind of club that I've come to know, and that's the kind of club that we are, and to do that together, it's going to be so important Tuesday, and we'll be again on Friday.